Hello, fight fans. I'm Todd Grisham. Welcome to the WBC Arena. Alongside me, English fighting legend Johnny Nelson.
The pleasure's always mine, my friend.
And now it's time for our tale of the tape. Terrence Julio Cesar Chavez making his way to...
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red...
So much hype surrounding... We're expecting an all-out offensive display. Neither fighter willing to slow down. A swing and a miss with the left hook. Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
You just see the nerves on a fighter stepping into the ring, Tom. It can tell you so much about a fighter. And the look in the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
Back and forth they go. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
How about that time counter shot? That uppercut doesn't land. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
To beat a counterpuncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest.
What do we expect to see here in round two? That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. That jab doesn't score. It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. And he scores with the counter. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
When you're fighting a swarmer and you know their goal is to bury their head right in your chest, the uppercut would probably come in handy.
You've got to be fit to fight a fighter like this, because they will stay in your face. They will throw punches at you. They don't even let you breathe. You've got to be fit. If you're not fit, the fight's over.
Just misses with that jab. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw... On to the third. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They both want the knockout. No rest for the weary. It's obvious which one of these fighters has to get on the inside.
Sometimes I've been in with fighters that don't know what to do, don't have to break it down. Then you get a little dirty.
And he caught him with a left hook. Pretty close fight here in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Can't land the jab there. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fight to get out there and get the job done.
Smart back, you focus back, get a jab back. It's boxing, just be...
Forget the jab and don't get carried away. Think about the defense on the end.
Just go out there and win this round. You only lost one round. Nothing. Don't worry about it. You're switching off.
On to the fourth we go. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Tried to score with the uppercut. That hook just can't find the target. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
This has been a very competitive round between these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Good counter punch. Nice defense on that right hook. And that hook misses. A very competitive round. Hold it right there. Whoa, ay caramba. Julio Cesar Chavez in trouble. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who had... On to the fifth we go. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nice defense on that jab. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick press, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Looking to land the hook. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This is a high-octane battle. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who... There's the bell to start round 6. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down.
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he'll close you down.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Crawford is dazed. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What did they do? What did they tell him when he got back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
He blocks that jab. Stamina is off the charts. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage. Here comes round 7. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nice counter. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, John.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Crawford in trouble. How is this fight still continuing?
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Stamina is off the charts. Not so tense anymore. Trying to loosen things up. I like it. Well done with that counter shot. Oh, and the grand champion might go down. Oh, and Chavez goes down. That punch to the head looks so good live. Let's see it again in slow motion and really appreciate it.
A shot from the gods took him out.
1, 2, 3, 4. You still want to fight?
Let's tell out Chavez in that last round. That'll be a 10-8 round. Round 8, and we're off again. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff it.
Needs to put some combination work together. One punch is good, two punches better. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Well done with that counter shot. Julio Cesar Chavez just got rocked. How did they not go down? As you can see, it was a hit to the head that did it. Let's watch it again.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. You all right?
The referee says we will fight on. Not sure about this one.
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. Let's talk about Chavez in that last round. Boy, this next round is going to be... And there's the bell for round 9. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do? Did you see that? Julio Cesar Chavez in some serious trouble. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense. Blocking and stopping and shooting.
They stop the hook there. Can't score with that jab. Good counter punch. Crawford's legs are all over the place. Didn't wait long to get back in and get engaged.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way.
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Wow, that impact was incredible. Let's take another look at it.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, they're back on their feet right now, Johnny. Do they go toe for toe or do they play defense here?
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
They're happy this round's coming to an end. 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Chavez in that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet.
You're being put down.
And here comes the 10th round. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything full barrel because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen.
Hold on, got to cut you off here, Johnny. Terrence Crawford just got rocked. He somehow weathered the storm.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Hold on, got to cut you off here, Johnny. Crawford may be ready to go down. And right back into the fray.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap.
Oh my goodness, Johnny! El Gran Campeon in some real trouble here. They've avoided catastrophe there.
Step back, compose yourself, compose the...
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Crawford is dazed. Thank goodness we've got instant replay. We get to see it again.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
So it's onward and upward after a knockout win here.
A knockout victory? That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here, I've arrived. Try that again, it will happen all over again.
You are looking live at the WBC Arena. My name is Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
It's going to be unbelievable. The fans...
Caleb Sweet Hands Plant, this former super middleweight. Here comes...
This bout...
Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
Todd, you know when you've got two fighters there that really believe they're going to win, really want to get it on, this is when it gets stupid.
What a great venue and what a great matchup. Cannot wait for this one. We're expecting an all-out offensive display. They're both trying for a knockout. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
You just see the nerves on a fighter stepping into the ring, Tom. It can tell you so much about a fighter. And the look in the opposite corner, you've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
So much for boxing. This is a fight. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
How about that time counter shot? Insane action. That hook was off target. Look at the hand speed and footwork between these two elite-level middleweights. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's see that again.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen to me. Are you okay?
Let's talk about planting that last round. Here we go for round two. Something has got to change after 2 knockdowns in the last round.
2 knockdowns, and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible, because your head must be all over the place. Your legs would feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
If you're fighting a counterpuncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counterpunchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
The jab can't find a home. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. A perfect counter lands. Needs to put some combination work together. 1 punch is good, 2 punches better. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter punch is smart.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about planting that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what, next round, you're getting it. You're going to get it. Kitchen sink.
Good work out there. It's
On and get your boxing back together. Get your mind back.
great work. Stay focused. Don't worry back into the fight. Great.
Bum-ass burger.
Let's get it started in round 3. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Just missed with that jab. When you've got two evenly matched fighters in this weight class, it sometimes comes down to who's in better condition. And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. Those counter punches have to hurt. A straight right just misses. Well, Johnny, I know it's still early on, but have you been surprised by anything you've seen?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Good counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about planting that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
I like that. I'm happy. Just keep him on the end.
Working, Cam. You gotta get out there and switch on. Get your boxing back.
Start sticking in a few body shots in there. Bury it up a little bit so he can't forget.
Fight, do you? Come on. You're letting him back in.
Back at it in round 4. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hand.
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Oh boy, the Miracle Man now in some trouble. And it appears they weathered the storm. How, I'm not sure.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
They exchange punches. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Good counter punch. This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Punch, counter punch. Let's talk about planting that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of...
Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Good job defending the jab. Nice counter shot. When are we going to see a jab from these two? He threw a punch and just got countered. Pretty close fight here in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
No rest for the weary. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about planting that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
That's it. Now breathe. Just get your breath back.
Together and get back out there and win the round.
There's the bell for round 6. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
He parries that left jab away. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
He threw a punch and just got countered. One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Swing and a miss with the jab. Nice counter punch right up the middle. with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about planting that last round. At this point, you got to believe he... Here comes round 7. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
That uppercut's blocked. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tell. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. Incredible work rate. You'd like to see more jabs. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. That last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Good man, out there and win this round, all right? Only one round that you lost. Don't worry about it.
See it there. You were thinking, you were smart, you weren't loading up.
There, and let's reset. Forget about the round. It was a bad round, but we don't care. Go out there and win the next one. Yeah? Good. You're switching off. You're starting to make mistakes.
You're getting your timing already. The right hand's beautiful, that's it.
Do the job, and then get back out there and win the round.
Wow, great work. Stay focused. Don't let him back into the...
Come on, you let him back into the fight. You're much better than that guy.
Good work out there. The jab's working nice. Those 1-2...
Unfortunately, this fighter not going to get more time to heal up as we get set to jump back in the action.
Right, great round. Relax now. I don't want you to load up. Don't give up.
There's the bell to start round 8. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking, because you've got to get some before you get in close.
Only catching air with that hook. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Missing with that jab. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
That right hook not connecting. Trying to land that jab. does not score. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. And down goes Daniel Jacobs. Let's watch that again in replay from a different angle.
That's lights out right there.
Talk about Jacobs in that. Let's see how much fatigue we see here in round 9. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
And he scores with the counter. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Both men step back for just a moment. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Nice defense on that hook. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Look back in the history books. Some of the...
Whoa, Johnny, out of nowhere. Look at this. Caleb Plant just got clipped. And in this replay, you can see it. That body punch folded him like a lawn chair.
Shot from the...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you okay?
Let's talk about Plant in that last round. So it's plan B time after being knocked. And here comes the 10th round. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff them.
Nice counter. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Jab slightly off target. Stamina is off the charts. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that, when you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
The jab doesn't quite connect. The straight right just misses. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Uh-oh, code red time here for Daniel Jacobs. What is he going to do? How do you feel about that split decision victory, Johnny?
A split decision, I've enjoyed that. I actually forgot the rounds rolled by. The rounds were that close, they flew by. But what excitement. I could watch another 15 rounds of that. They probably can't do it, but we can watch it. Split decision, good call.
I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. Compliments on my accomplishments are only possible due to your involvement, volume, level, and confidence. The consequences stimulating your consciousness, activating the cognitive structures. I think all you and opposites still play a vital role in my conquering. The combination of confrontation and pondering. Occupation is populating the conference with conversation, no astonishment, consuming the comments and then vomiting up the vinegar. Hey, ominous as a monster is underneath your posturepedic, possibly in the closet. It's an necropolis, scary how I'm optimistically obstinate. Ain't no domino in my dominance when I'm dropping this. Janis Joplin droplets, it sound like the apocalypse mixed with Christopher Wallace's topics on top of obelisks. It's a kabbalist novelist inside of my esophagus. Rhyme is crime and it's optimist and tastes like chocolate cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. Like winner, chocolate cake for dinner, birthday cake for breakfast, slice it like a ninja, pick up all the pieces, assemble like Avenger, authoring is August, wordplay is December.
What a night we expect it to be. We are live at the CompuBox Academy. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
Time for our tail of the tape. Riddick Bowe, 6 foot. Here comes Riddick Bowe, the Big Daddy, the 1988 Olympic silver medalist, a 2-time heavyweight champion, and one of the most intimidating specimens in the... He is Smokin' Joe Frazier. His 3 battles with Muhammad.
This bout is scheduled.
And this one has all of those big fight feels you want from a pro. Frazier's been in so many hellacious battles over the years. The trilogy with Muhammad Ali, his fights against George Foreman. Lucky that hook didn't score. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Don't get caught up on how many times this guy gets hit. He's a slugger, Johnny, and you know he's just waiting for his opportunity to strike back.
Speed generates power. Timing is everything. If you've got speed, you can knock anybody out. You've just got to hit them in the right spot.
This is a battle royale between two heavyweight bombers. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Lucky that hook didn't score. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Can you imagine if he knocks out this legend? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Bo in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second, every minute of the...
Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Perfect counter lands. When you're training to fight a swarmer, you've got to focus on your conditioning because they will push you to the edge of your limits.
You fight a swarmer, you've got to protect everything. The body with the elbows, the head with the forearm. You've got to try and push them off balance because they will just stay in your face.
Incredible action from both of these heavyweights. Did you see that? And the big fella stumbling backwards. And it appears they're out of trouble, at least for now. But that just goes to show you one clean punch changes everything.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched. Skillful.
Oh, hold on a second, Johnny. And Bo is dazed. I don't believe what we're seeing here.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom.
Whoa, Johnny! Frazier is in trouble again! Down goes Joe Frazier. And you can see it right here. That body shot sent them down, and they weren't getting up.
I need to... 1, 2, 3,
Let's see how the... On to the third. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff it.
Nice defense with that jab. Frazier's got to get inside.
Sometimes I've been in with fighters that don't know what to do, don't have to break it down. Then they get a little dirty.
Not a lot of defense here at all. They have no respect for each other's punching power. When you're fighting a massive heavyweight like this, you can't go toe-to-toe. You got to stick and move and use angles.
There's an old saying, a good big one will always beat a good little one.
I don't think we can truly appreciate what we saw unless we see it in slow motion.
A shot from the gods took an... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You still want to fight?
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
He's got to waste time. Get step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then got to paw you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it, because if you let him jump back on you...
Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. You've got to wonder how big of a factor that knockdown's going to be we just saw.
Can make or break a fighter.
Come on, back on the job. That was a terrible round, that was. Come on. You let him back into the...
Okay, I'm happy. I like that round. Good work. Good man, good man. Just
Your lead. Come on, switch on. Get your boxing back together.
On to the fourth we go. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything, full barrel, because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. Straight right just misses. Oh my God, Johnny! And Big Daddy Bo got rocked. Let's see that again.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you okay?
Well, they're back up on their feet, but I'm not sure why.
What resilience to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into fight again, to show your fitness and determination. Maximum respect.
Good counter punch. Swing and a miss with the hook. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Let's talk about Bo in that last round. Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They've staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around.
Whoa, Johnny! Big Daddy and Riddick Bowe is on the canvas. I don't care who you are. When you get caught with a body shot like that, you're going down.
You're right, Todd. What a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen to me. Are you okay?
So back into the fray again, but how much do they have left?
Todd, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he does, will he get back up from the stool again? That was a shot.
Pretty good start the first half of this round.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T. Play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over and over again, they've got it.
Down Frazier. We knew his chin would get tested in this fight, and it failed him miserably.
That's lights out right there.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're out.
So time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
Well, there's no argument right there. You say it. Night-night.